Have you heard of extreme tourism?
You're incredible.
Who's coming with Paul to Chernobyl?
Chernobyl.
This place was abandoned overnight. They had no time to take anything. Factories, schools, stores, apartments, everything's still there.
Yeah, that's a real thing. If you go on YouTube and type Pripyat, you're going to see a lot of videos that people went on tours in Chernobyl and Pripyat and posted their videos.
There is Pripyat, home to the workers and families of Chernobyl.
Is it safe?
I have Geiger counted to let us know if the radiation levels are high.
Originally, we planned on doing that, and we even thought of shooting some of the movie there. But then we met this nuclear scientist, and he told us, you know, if you're going to go there and you have a Geiger counter and you're going to hold it, it's going to read like the radiation levels are safe. But you could be walking around and just kick a patch of dust or something that may be radioactive, and if you then breathe it in, that's not good. So then we became nervous about it, and we're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't go.
Good.
Only little thing I suggest is that should he wait longer for her to respond?
I'm actually not big. I can enjoy the movies that have gore and the slasher movies, but I don't find them that scary. To me, the scary movies are the ones that kind of like take their time to build the scares and make you feel like you know the characters, you're connected to it. It all starts from a very real place and gradually becomes worse and worse. So the analogy that I use is that like when you're at the dentist, it's scarier to wait for the shot than to actually get the shot. So that's kind of like what I go for usually in the movies. The one that really scared me the most, more than any other movie, was The Exorcist. That really traumatized me when I was a kid. I also say The Blair Witch Project was a huge influence on me, and I thought it was really scary. Rosemary's Baby, The Sixth Sense, The Others, and Seven. So it's usually the kind of movies that are not so much slasher, gory movies.
They got him! I'm not leaving without my brother! Please help us!
Well, hopefully they'll find it scary. In some ways it's very different from in Paranormal Activity. All the scary things happen in your own home, and here it's like the other part of the world, in a very foreign land, in a nuclear disaster, abandoned, ghost town. So it's very different in that sense. But I think a lot of the things are still the same, where you're dealing with an unknown entity of some sort. You're kind of helpless, and there's the sense of loss of control. So I hope the people that enjoyed Paranormal Activity will find Chernobyl Diaries also to be, very scary and creepy, and enjoy the same tension and anticipation for the scares.
Congratulations on the
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your career.
Thank you.
Great career. Now, writing a film, how do you decide whether you direct it or
Well, in this particular case, I told I was having dinner with my friend, Brian Whitten, who ended up being the other producer on the movie, and I told him, oh, I thought it would be a cool idea, to have a movie about Chernobyl, and I kind of told him what the research I found out about Pripyat. I didn't even intend to produce it at the time, and he just went, oh my God, this is a great idea. We got to do it. I'm like, no, I'm busy. I have too many other projects going on. I don't have time. And he just wouldn't leave it alone. And he kept saying, look, you don't have to direct it. Just, write the basic story. I'll do all the producing, and, you just help as much as you want. And I'm like, okay, maybe if that's the deal, then I can do it. So there was never a situation where I thought I would have the time and the commitment to direct it. But Brian really took over a lot of the producing responsibilities. But then the more we developed it, the more I kind of really began to really like the project. So I ended up becoming more active in the producing role. And although it was never an issue about me directing the film, I became very involved, and I was working with Brian, and we found Brett Parker to direct it, and kind of saw the whole project through.
what do you look in what do you look for in a director?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you're working with someone that you like, someone that's nice and collaborative, and you know that you can work with them, and you're going to be able to get along with them when things get stressful. And Brett just seemed like such a smart guy. He seemed like really nice. It felt like we could really get along and become friends and really have a good time making this movie. But also he's like an expert when it comes to issues of visual effects, and he has a lot of experience doing commercials and visual effects, and second unit director. So we knew that technically he's an expert, but he's never done a feature film before. So we had to meet him a lot of times and just talk to him and hear his ideas and make sure that we're on the same page. And the more we talked to him, the more we were impressed by how he understands the story and all the ideas that he had on how to shoot the movie, how to work with the actors. And we just felt like, wow, this guy is amazing. We lucked out.
And were you on the set often?
I was actually on the set the whole time. Yeah.
Was it intimidating for him to have the boss of direct?
I don't think so, because we all got along really great. We gave him a lot of freedom. Sometimes we would have to kind of all get together and discuss and say, maybe we need to change the story here, maybe we need to have a different approach. And, so we would have some situations where we'd have to kind of change things on the fly. But most of the time, things actually went rather smoothly, I would say.
Now, was there probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Now we hear that the next Paranormal Activity is going to let
I actually don't comment about any future projects that are rumored, whether it's true or not true. I just keep my mouth shut. Sorry. The only thing I can say that the next Paranormal Activity 4, will be released on October 19th. That's the only thing I can say.
Okay, well, we hope that they're still okay. Well, then I can ask about Area 51. That's your next direction.
Yeah, sorry.
Directing project. Right.
Sorry.
Are you past production, or are you?
No comment, sorry.
How about with the river? Past the project.
I can talk about the river.
Okay, what was that experience like going from the movie world to TV?
It was very different. TV works in a very different way than movies. Movies are a lot more chaotic. Like, it's free for all. Anyone can come up with an idea. You make a movie. You don't have to ask permission from anyone, and you made a movie, kind of like how we did Chernobyl Diaries. And with the TV industry, everything is structured. It goes through the TV networks and the TV studios. So there's like set dates. This is the dates where you cast. This is the dates where you pitch. This is when you write the script. This is when you shoot. So that took a little bit of getting used to. With movies, you can make the movie as long or as short as you want, within certain parameters. But with TV, it has to be like exactly this long. You have the commercial break. You can't say those words. So there's a lot of limitations and restrictions that definitely take a little bit of getting used to.
How was it like working with him? So did you deal with him on a daily basis, or just you talking occasionally?
And not on a daily basis, we did have meetings with him, and mostly we dealt with DreamWorks. So the executives that we dealt with, they were in constant touch with him. So we got a lot of the input and a lot of the notes from him through them. So it wasn't directly one-on-one with him, but we're definitely getting a lot of the input from him, and that was definitely one of those amazing, surreal moments in your life when you realize you're doing a TV show with Steven Spielberg. Like, how much better can it be?
You can obviously focusing on the horror genre. Is there another genre that you can interested
Maybe at some point, kind of transition to more like dramas and stuff like that. But who knows? Maybe way further down the line.
Well, The River, did you get a chance to kind of go into the world of drama because it is television? You can't have like the horror experience that you do with movies.
Well, a little bit, but I will say as far as The River, although I was involved in the pilot, my involvement in the rest of the season was very minimal. So I didn't write or direct any of the episodes, and I wasn't on the set. So I was pretty much hands off past the pilot.
Would you like to direct?
Depending on the project,
On the project?
maybe. Who knows?
And what do you think audiences will like? like working with him? So you deal with him on a day-to-day basis, or just you talking occasionally?
Not on a daily basis. We did have meetings with him, and mostly we dealt with DreamWorks. So the executives that we dealt with, they were in constant touch with him. So we got a lot of the input and a lot of the notes from him through them. So it wasn't directly one-on-one with him, but we're definitely getting a lot of the input from him, and that was definitely one of those amazing, surreal moments in your life when you realize you're doing a TV show with Steven Spielberg. Like, how much better can it be?
Right. Now, would you be interested in shooting more projects for television?
Who knows? I don't usually know what the next thing is going to be. Like, I never knew I was going to do a Chernobyl movie until it just kind of, popped onto those websites. So I'm open